Yo, Mighty! Mercy! I never see so much bomb in my life, boy. Real thing going on, boy. But I'm doing budum badam budum badam budum badam.
Budum, badum, budum, badum. Hello, good afternoon, good morning, good night, whenever you're listening to this. Welcome back to the Festival podcast. Woo, 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 woo. We're super excited to be here again today. We couldn't wait.
Literally couldn't wait.
I'm Ginger T.
And I am that girl B.
And we hope that you're going to have a great time today again.
We got lots to talk about. Got some funny things. We got a good little topic to talk about. So hope that you enjoy today. So just want to say as well, thank you for everyone who listened to the podcast. The support was overwhelming.
It was phenomenal, guys.
It was literally it was really positive. We got a lot of feedback about, people was already saying that I love that part, I love this part. So we've kind of went back, talked about it. We've got a bit of a structure now, and we've got a few things that we've got lined up for you. So I hope you'll like that.
Yeah, so we hope we're going to like that, and we hope that it's going to keep going as it's going, powering through. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, in talking about feedback.
Oh, so listen. So one of my friends, right? So guys, I'm just gonna tell you from now, he's in prison. It's a really wild thing, but I'm gonna play you the first voice note that he sent me. He's so funny.
Tony, listen, everything you do, every trick about speak about girl giving man bun, because everything is about man giving girl bun and that type of thing, but girl give man bun regular, as well, and they do it so neatly, you never know, like, don't make it feel so bad for even DMing a girl when these times she had cocky in her mouth, about 2-3 hours ago, get her dangerous. So talk about that, especially in Joe as well, you go pen, yo, girl give you a bond, and it might be good around you, but as soon as you go pen, skin out. So talk about that, how you girls see it, innit? Like how from your perspective, and how, like, what is it, like, why and how are you not so good at telling blasted like?
First of all, I'm offended.
People, right, first of all, we've got people listening to our podcast in prison. That's number one.
I'm going to say, no, first of all, is how do you say why girls liars? That's the first of all. Right? Second of all,
So you're saying that girls don't lie?
I mean, I don't lie.
Telling blasted like.
So you've never in your life?
No, because I lie really badly, so then I always get caught out. So I just don't bother doing it. That's literally what it is. I just don't do it, because honestly, when I was younger, mum used to be like, "Why are you lying?" And I'm like, seriously. So I just don't do it. But so we're not going to talk about what he said today, but we really want to hear some of your opinions as to what he said, because we think it's really funny. We think he's funny. I think he's going to love it. So can you just send us over anything you've got, because we just want to, so we want to talk about the fact that, girl, give man bun.
Girl give you a bun.
That's it. So next week, you don't know what to expect. Girl, give him man bun.
Yeah, skin out.
Oh my god, we should make a t-shirt that says skin out.
Skin out.
Look out for it. Look out for it. But we want your opinions, guys. Please, we want it. Yeah, we want
I want to climb you like a mango tree. Let me climb up. I'm whining on her, she whining on me.
Let's start with, how was your week, Becky?
My week was good, actually. My week was good. Just working. What did I do? I can't even remember what I done the weekend. I feel like, what did I do? Where did I go? I don't remember, but I feel like it was good.
Okay, well, that's something. That's something. That's something.
How was your week?
It was good, like, I think I had a good, because we came here on Wednesday.
Yeah.
So did a few things, worky stuff, boring stuff. Then on Monday I got to go to IKEA.
Oh, I love IKEA.
I know. I mean, I wasn't really there for long, but the funniest thing happened on the way there.
What happened?
So, like, my dad and my little brother, they're just like comedians. Like, seriously, sometimes I really can't handle it, yeah. So we was in the car, and we must have passed a tattoo shop. And my dad was like, "Oh, yeah, I need to get a tattoo." So me and CJ were looking at him like, what are you talking about? And so I said, what tattoo are you going to get? He was like, an anchor. So I said, why are you getting an anchor? He said, oh, you know, because it represents strength, innit? I said, okay. But meanwhile, like a year ago or something, my dad said to me that he was going to get a hummingbird.
Uh-huh.
So I said to him, so what happened to the hummingbird idea? Daddy went, well, it's not masculine enough. It's not manly enough, what he said. It's not manly enough. And my little brother went there and he went, that's toxic masculinity. And my dad was like, me and CJ were laughing, right? And my dad was like, what? What is that? What is that? What is it? Why are you laughing? What are you laughing for? Why are you laughing? And me and CJ were wetting ourselves there because he didn't know what CJ was talking about. He didn't hear what CJ said. And he was just so confused. So it was the funniest thing. And CJ was just sitting in the car just sniggering like a 5-year-old. Oh, it was so funny. It was so funny.
Honestly, parents are really funny.
Seriously.
Especially when they can't hear or they don't understand nothing or these new lingos that kids are saying these days. And they're straight away. It's just like, what?
Listen, they're real dramatic as well. Like, what? Like my dad was popping like, what? What is that? What that mean? What? Listen, and I was just like, why are you shouting? First of all, like, we're in the car. Like, stop shouting.
First of all, stop shouting.
We're in the car and you're shouting and we're laughing. Give us a chance so that when we get to it, we can explain what it means.
Don't you hate when, or love, in fact, when you are laughing at something and you're laughing at a joke and then more jokes start happening but you can't take it anymore and it's just like, can you just stop? Let me finish laughing for the first one and give it a credible, like...
Yeah, give me a minute to just recover.
Give me a minute to get over that.
Listen, honestly, I was just like, this man is so funny. Like, oh, it was too much. It was way too much. Didn't nothing funny happen to you? Come on, funny stuff happens to you all the time.
No, okay, it's not a funny thing that happened to me, but the funniest thing I saw was on Instagram. I'm scrolling and I'm seeing Tommy from Love Island posting up a video of...
Yeah. Did anyone... They saw it. We're gonna have to share it. We're gonna share it so that you can see it.
Posted up the video of his home cooked meal that he came home from after a hard day training. If you saw the chicken on that plate,
it was white. Like the chicken looked like, and it was chicken breast. Like it was a piece of chicken breast that had literally just, I don't know what she done to it. We can't confirm.
Listen, no, I know what she done. She got 2 pieces of chicken and she took it out of the packet. And then she got some vegetables. She got a pot, put some water. She put everything
all of it in the pot. She didn't do that, Becky.
She put everything in that pot of water. She boiled it for about 10 minutes. And she got a paper plate and she put it on the paper plate. And that was it. That was it. That's what I saw. That's what I saw.
But people were really rinsing them. Like, some of the comments underneath it was...
I think memes are amazing and they're so funny, but listen, do you read the comments underneath? Because I am sometimes. It's like, sometimes I feel to myself like, I think really funny things and then I'll start reading comments and then someone else has said exactly what I'm thinking. And I'm like, what? There's other people that are this funny like me.
Oh, sorry, babes. There are other people that are funny like you.
No, this funny. I said this, meaning, you know. And then you get to see some other jokes that you didn't even think of.
People are funny. The internet is wild, and I don't know what I would do without the internet. I mean, another funny thing that happened to me this week, was...
I'm laughing already.
Because I told her I'm bringing this up on there because, like, it was wild. So, my cleaner,
Yeah, she has a cleaner.
Okay, so what? Some people want to buy cocaine.
I didn't say that.
Some people want to buy weed. What? Some people want to buy trainers.
Hold on a second.
I'm gonna pay for my cleaner. If you lot can go up in the club and be doing up bottles, yeah, I can do up cleaner because it's the same money I'm spending. So come out of business, innit?
I didn't say there was nothing wrong with it. I just said, yeah, she's got a cleaner. I want a cleaner too. What's the problem?
But why are you dropping her? Yeah, she's got a cleaner. It wasn't necessary. It was unnecessary. Anyways. So anyway, the woman was supposed to come on Monday at 9 a.m. So I wasn't working on Monday, so I was thinking, I really wanted a lie-in. But you know what? I was like, the cleaner's coming, I'll get up early. So I got up, big 8:45 for no reason. Yeah. So at 9:10, I text her and I said, I'm looking at my phone right now. It says, hey, are you still coming? Yeah. That was at 9:10. So I didn't hear from the woman. I don't know what happened to this woman. Then at 9:57, I got this boyfriend. Sorry. That's because I looked at it. I got this message from my boyfriend, right? And it says, "Good morning. Me, Vivian boyfriend. She is not well. Vomit during night and temperature. Sorry about this." So I was like,
Vivian boyfriend.
so me, I was thinking, the first thing I thought was, me, Tarzan. Yeah, that's the first thing. The first thing I thought was that, yeah. But I was just like, so...
But no. I can't even stop laughing to even talk.
Because it made no sense. Like, I was like, how's your boyfriend messaging? So, did your boyfriend or your password to your phone?
This is what I'm saying. It's not like the message came from a different number. It came from Vivian's phone. So obviously Vivian handed you the phone and said, text people. And he said,
Me, Vivian boyfriend. What? I was like, listen, so all now, the people clearly ain't come. Because you got food poisoning.
Honestly, me, Vivian boyfriend, was one of the funniest things that happened this week. We were laughing for so long over
me, Tarzan. Me. Because it's the first thing that came to my head. Like, why?
So much.
Did you just snort? That is nasty.
Honestly, that's how funny it is. That's how funny me, Vivian boyfriend is.
Listen, I just couldn't believe it. And then today she comes sending me some picture, yeah, of her on a drip. It was really wild because I didn't even ask her anything. She probably sent me a picture, and I was really like, you're not getting sick pay.
Exactly.
So what? Listen, she was doing the most
because she wanted you to know that it wasn't a joke, like, you know, and it wasn't.
She could have found that picture on Google.
What did she say?
I had to go hospital. That's what she said. Oh, and then she said she ate bad McDonald's. Did McDonald's put people in hospital?
Clearly, McDonald's put people in hospital. Ain't put me in hospital yet, but.
But seriously, so remember from Monday to now. So that was on Monday. You're messaging me. Today's Wednesday.
No, maybe it was really bad, and
maybe that's why the man was at me, Vivian.
Because he didn't have time to complete the sentence because we had to get back to Vivian. Right, so yeah, we had quite a funny week. I hope everyone had a good week as well.
Yeah.
So yesterday I was actually reading an article about toxic traits and relationships, and I thought that would be a good conversational piece. And it was literally talking about the fact that you're not really taught how to deal with other people's toxic traits and stuff like that, and talking about when you bring your own toxic traits to the relationship and how that can affect it. And there was about 7 toxic traits that this person found, but I'm going to pick a few that I think are going to be a good conversational piece. So one is called the relationship scorecard. So what this is about keeping score on someone when you're dating them and when you continue to blame them for past mistakes.
So it's like, yeah, but you cheated on me anyway. Or yeah, but you did this.
Yeah. So it's like talking about you're always in a battle because you're always trying to get one up on each other. So
or prove like I'm the better person in this relationship because I haven't done those things that you have done.
Yeah, or and then you're keeping score because it's just like, okay, well, you cheated, but I only just talked, so it wasn't, it wasn't as bad.
Worse?
Yeah, who's worse? It's not as bad as that. And if you're gonna keep bringing that up, but my whole thing is that if someone does something to you like that, and you think it's that bad, and you choose to forgive that person,
you can't bring it back up
and carry on in the relationship.
Yeah, you gotta let it go.
How can you just keep bringing it up? But
I guess it is easier said. It's easier said than done, isn't it? Like, I guess if someone does something and you're really mad, the first thing you're going to be doing is, expect you to do something else wrong because of whatever. Like, I mean, we can forgive, but we don't ever forget.
Yeah, definitely. So what do you think is a healthy way to deal with something like that? If you're in a situation and you was with your partner and you've done something and your partner's chosen to forgive you for whatever it is, and every time you do anything else or something happens, they're always bringing it up, how would you deal with that?
I guess you'd have to first communicate. But it depends, you know, because you can communicate something to somebody, but they may not be ready to receive whatever you're communicating to them. So I might be telling you something and you might just be like, no, I don't want you to tell me anything. So you did something wrong. It's one of those things. I guess I would feel really bad about that. Like, because I'd be like, oh, like, where are we really moving to go? Like, how are we going to progress if we can't actually get past this one thing? Because you can tell someone that you forgive them and whatever, but actions speak louder than words. If you're going to keep bringing it up, then have you really forgiven them for it?
So do you think that, because like what this article is saying here is that the way how you can deal with it is that you have to deal with it individually. So yes, the person did you wrong, but you
have to get over it yourself.
You have to get over it yourself.
It's up to you. But it's obviously it's up to all of us to better ourselves. And if someone, the thing, what people don't realize is that if someone you really love is telling you something that they are uncomfortable with, or they're letting you know that this is kind of making me feel some type of way, no matter if you feel like it is or it isn't, you need to be able to acknowledge that person feels that way, and you have to do better in terms of making them feel better. That's your person.
Exactly.
If that's your person.
If you love that person, like you're saying you love that person, then why wouldn't you want to hear what they're saying?
Yeah.
But you know what? In saying that comes really good into the second point, which is dropping hints and other passive aggression. And that is about, instead of saying something outright and loud, your partner tries to nudge it out in other directions, trying to always make you figure it out, dropping hints.
Like, we're adults. Let's open our mouths and speak.
Say how you feel.
Honestly,
but every minute
we're not mind readers. People are not mind readers. You cannot be mad with somebody for not knowing something if you never told them.
It's true. But then what about if you're in a situation where you feel like, why should I have to tell that, why should I have to? But then I think if that's your partner, you can't really say that, because...
And why should you have to? You should have to because it's something that's bothering you that person might not actually know they're doing.
Yeah.
That's why. I guess it's different if you have the same conversation 25 times. However, if you're telling someone that maybe 1 or 2 times, you can be you're reminding them, like, this is what you did, this is what you're doing that's making me feel some type of way. Like, you're not telling them. You're always obviously it's about how you communicate that.
Yeah, so, and it's about how you're saying things, and it's about whether you're saying things like, instead of saying things like you are doing this, it's like, no, what you're doing is making me feel this way.
It's called non-violent communication. That's what that's called, actually, because obviously we tend to communicate quite violently in terms of, like, you always do this, you never do this. Where it should be like, when you do this, I feel like this. Yeah. Can we try it like this? You tell it the same thing, but a different way. So you can say, you know what? You never wash up the dishes and you never take out the rubbish. Or I could say, you know what? I feel like I've done a lot today, and I really would appreciate if you could take out the rubbish, because when you don't do it, it makes me feel like you don't care or value the things that I do.
But you know what? A lot of people are not ready to have that conversation. A lot of people are not ready to receive that because...
No, I disagree. I think if a lot of the time, if you communicate it in that way, it gets received completely differently. So it's not like because when you say someone's always doing something, then you're attacking them. Whereas if you say, you know what, sometimes when you do this, it makes me feel really sad. Sometimes people don't realize how the things that they're doing are making you feel. And sometimes just communicating your feelings.
But then I feel like there's a lot of situations where when you are doing that, the person they're still not receiving it in that way, because now they then pick up a sort of barrier, because they now feel like, okay, yeah, they're not attacking me, but what I'm doing is this, and I'm making them feel like that. So they immediately go in attack mode, thinking that, you're coming for them as well. And
but then maybe you shouldn't be in a relationship then, because really, yeah, as I said to you before, if somebody that you love is telling you that this is making them feel a type of way, and you cannot acknowledge that their feelings are valid, or their feelings actually mean something to you, then why are you with them? Period. Why are you with them?
Literally.
Because if you don't care about what I say, then why are you with me?
Literally.
And but that is one thing that happens all the time. Like, you can tell somebody something, and they, instead of being like saying, oh yeah, actually let's talk about that, they're doing up, oh well, but I didn't know, or they're playing victim. Why are you playing the victim card? The victim card gets so dry. It's so dry.
It is absolutely boring. Literally. Someone get me a flipping violin.
I know, seriously. It's
get me a violin, like
even like little things like can't you say hello? Can't you message me and say hello or whatever? Yeah. And you want to do, I didn't have my you didn't have your phone. You didn't have your phone. So everyone else is walking around with their phone. Your bank card's on your phone. Your internet banking app, yeah. Your everything's on the phone. but you didn't touch your phone all day today.
Do you know what gets me about the victim is the fact of when you know you have done something, just own it.
Honestly,
just
take
own
responsibility.
the responsibility. Don't
With your
do
whole-
this
with your whole chest.
Listen, just take the responsibility and just be like, yeah, you know what, I fucked up, or yeah, do you know what, my bad. Should have been like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But instead, you want to be playing up victim. Oh, I feel sorry
And
for
be
me.
silly.
Oh, do this.
Do
oh,
silly things.
You know, it wasn't like this. It was because of this. And it's like, just shut up. Like,
Oh, honestly, like I just, it's that as well. That I think that's a big one, yeah. And the one around people not communicating when they're upset. Like some people will be upset about something and not say nothing, can just be moody for hours and days and weeks, and then maybe like three weeks down the time they'll be doing, yeah, but 3 weeks ago you didn't say nothing. So why are we talking about it now?
At the time. Deal with it at the time. You have to deal with situations at the time. And the thing is, if you're not going to deal with the situation at the time, then don't deal with the situation, because obviously it mustn't mean that much to you, or else you would say things. But instead of you dealing with the situation, you want to be going on WhatsApp status and throwing up quotes. Listen.
What did you search to find that quote? What did you search?
Listen.
What did you search?
Girls, he's not reading that quote.
It's not just girls though. It's not just girls.
But
Boys do it too. People with penises do it too.
do they?
They do.
Okay,
They
fair
do.
enough.
Throwing up statuses and things, they do it.
But do they throw up statuses, or do they find quotes? Do they find those original? Because I know that girls have in their phone book.
Have you not done
No,
it?
not phone book.
Have you
in
not
their
done it? Have you not done it? Have you done it or have you not done it? Because you done it. So don't make it seem like, oh, stop doing it, you don't care, because you done it. You probably did it yesterday.
Sometimes it's effective.
What? It's manipulative.
Sometimes, but at the same time, I'm not in a relationship, so
Yeah,
it's not like I have to. It's not the same.
I guess, yeah,
so
it's different in terms of if
when
it's the
you're
person,
not
yeah,
in a
that's
relationship.
true.
We're talking
But
about relationship.
then how do you
stuff.
then, when you get into a relationship, stop doing those things that you've been so used to doing? Because that's a part of your nature now.
And then that might be one of my toxic traits.
Yeah, maybe.
That I don't know that I have, thinking that maybe, you know, this is how I am now, but in a relationship, would I be different? Would I be the same? Would I be able to communicate? Would I be able to, you know, who knows? You have to be in that situation to be able to know how you're going to deal, because before...
Or maybe we just stop doing those things from now.
Or sometimes it's funny. And sometimes you want to throw some shade and you want to be petty to
That's
someone,
true.
and it's funny. But if you're not in a relationship with that person, then sorry, it's funny. And if you take, like, you know, it is what it is. But I feel like, you know, have you ever been in a toxic situation, and would you like to give an example and how you dealt with it, how it made you feel?
Yes. I think, do you know what? I don't think that's the question. I think it's,
So what's the question?
how long do you stay in a toxic thing for? Like, how long do you, like, when is the cutoff point to when something is too toxic? Like, what does that look like?
It looks different for everyone.
It's true.
It looks different for everyone, because you see some people and you see them in toxic relationships, and you're thinking to yourself, what are you doing? Like, you can see, and if someone from the outside can see it, and you can see what it's doing to your friend or to whoever, and that person is staying there, you would think to yourself, if that was me, everyone's always saying, if that was me,
But
I would
always, if
do
that was
this.
me,
But you don't know how you would be,
Yeah.
because you don't know what else is going on. You don't know what else, you don't know how that person feels about themselves. You have no idea. So it's like some people can clock toxic traits straight away, and they're like, you know what, I'm better than this, I'm this, that, and they have the strength to just go
move on straight away.
And some people, you see them in situations for years and years, and it brings them down. But you know, you can't really put a time limit on that. I know that, you know, I was, what I would say, yes, I was in a toxic relationship, and my friends used to be like, what are you doing? Like, baby, what are you doing? They were so confused, especially the type of person that I was. I'm really bubbly and friendly, and they were just like, they could see the difference in how I was, and they couldn't understand why I was still there. And at some points I didn't understand either, but luckily for me, I didn't stay there for too long, and I got out.
Familiarity.
Do you?
Familiarity. Say it.
Huh?
Say
Say
what?
what? Say what word?
Familiar. How would you say that word? Say it. God, say it.
Familiarity.
Is that it?
I think
Is
so.
that it? Because you know what I mean. That word, that was familiar. That word that means familiar. Yeah, that can make people do things like just. We're talking about something serious. Can you stop laughing?
You're the one who.
Because I was trying to say a word. It's not funny. God, not everything's funny, Becky.
Sometimes, do you know what? But I feel like, yeah, not everything is funny, but in certain situations, you just have to make light of it, because, do you know what I mean? You have to laugh. You have to make light of certain situations, because people have been in real serious situations and they've got out of it.
Yeah.
You know, and
I guess all I could say, yeah, is that you see when you're with somebody, whether that be a friend or a partner or whatever, I think the point where you have to start really evaluating what's going on is the point where you start to feel unsafe. So when you start to feel unsafe, or you don't know, or you're like really, worried about what this person may do next, that's when you have to sit down and think, you know what, this might not be the place for me, because you should be able to feel safe with those people. Those are your peoples. Those are the those are the ones supposed to look after you 24/7. If you don't feel safe, what are we doing?
Exactly. And the thing is, I think that, it's you have to get to a point where you have to say to yourself, okay, is this healthy for me? You have to listen as well to your friends or anyone that's close to you. If they're saying that, these are things that I'm seeing you're changing, or I'm seeing that your behavior is this or that, it's like, as much as it might be hard to have that conversation or hard to accept that situation for what it is, especially if you are fighting for love, but love shouldn't be a fight. I don't feel like love should be a fight.
It should never be a fight. Yeah, I think it is really difficult to actually be able to acknowledge like when your friend is telling you something, it's really, really hard sometimes to actually be like, and I think there is that thing where some people might think, right, is my friend jealous, or is my friend telling me this because they don't want what's best? They don't want what's best for me, and they're not really looking out for me. It's very, very hard, man. But like, be patient with your friends, man. Like, be really patient with them, because especially if you can see that they're in something that you don't think is the right place for them, stick with them, even if I know it's hard, but even if they're being a dickhead, yeah, you've got to stick with them, because that's what your real friends do, innit? And you're the one that's there for you. They tell you how it is. Yeah,
they tell you how it is, and whether you like to hear it or not, they're gonna say, and you just have to at some point accept and have that conversation.
I'm whining on her, she whining on me. But I'm doing budu badam, budu badam, budu badam, budu badam, budu badam. Why not touch your toes, girl? Let me see. Budu badam, budu badam, budu badam.
Would you say, Tani, that you know what your toxic traits are if you have? I think everyone has them.
Okay. Let me think of something that's really toxic that I do. You know what? I have this thing where, like, I don't know if this is a toxic trait, but this is something that I don't think is okay. So, like, I expect me from people. So if someone doesn't give me the same response or the same energy or the same something that I would do for them, like, I'm instantly really, really offended. Like, I'm really mad. I'm really offended. Like, I don't like it, and I'll be carrying all kinds of funny ways, like saying loads of things, because I'm very vocal. I'm gonna open my mouth and say something, and obviously at the time it might not be appropriate. It may not be the right thing, but that's one thing that I do.
But is the toxic trait, though, not the fact that you expect you from somebody, but the fact that how you deal with how you feel about it? Because when you mentioned the same energy, but I feel like you should be giving people the same energy. You give people what they give you. Like, so if you are in a relationship with somebody and you are giving, you know what I mean, and you are giving energy, you should expect the same energy. So it's not that you're expecting you from somebody because you're dating someone else, but you are expecting the same level of commitment, the same level of attention, the same level of loyalty, the same level of everything that you are putting in. You expect the same back. And when you feel like you don't get that, which I think is acceptable,
valid, very valid,
very valid, Your toxic trait is how you deal with it.
But I feel like, do you know what? I think before that would have been my toxic trait because I can fly off the handle real quick. Well, not even fly off the handle, but I could just start ranting, right? However, from therapy, like going to therapy, like I got a black therapist, big up Vanessa, brap. And I think through that I have learned a lot about myself and about how to communicate about things. And I think the problem I'm now having is that everyone else has not done what I have done. So then when I am communicating with them a certain way, they either don't understand or they want to communicate a different way. And I'm not going to sit down here and argue with you. Like, enough is enough. Like, I don't have to listen to you talk about it. Like, do you know what I mean? I don't have to listen to this. So, and I think that if I have made necessary steps to better myself and do better for myself and, you know, be the person that I want to be, why can't the rest of you lot do that? Why can't you do it?
Because they're not at the stage that you're at.
Yeah, but then all you're going to keep doing is bucking up on people who have not dealt with their many issues, or even, do you know what I mean? And then you're going to end up picking up the pieces for that, or dealing with their shit.
But a lot of people don't know what their many issues are.
If you went to therapy, you'd find out what it was, believe me.
But not everyone's open to something like that. Not everyone is open to therapy. A lot of people, you know, think that why they paying money to go and talk to a stranger, and you know, especially growing up in
a West Indian household.
Yeah,
well, don't tell them people your business.
Don't tell people your business. Are you mad?
But I can say that I have truly found some real value in therapy. Like, it's the most amazing thing to have a space where you can chat shit about everybody. Everybody, you can say whatever you want about everybody. They can't tell nobody.
Mm-hmm.
You can say whatever you want, express how you feel. You can. I can go for instance. I go therapy, yeah, and I'm like, oh, I don't even want to go today. Like, I can't even bother. I don't have nothing to say. Listen, I'll be on the chair with the tissues all in tears. Like, do you know what I mean? And I just, you know, I think that especially in terms of relationships, you can't connect with another person properly if you don't know yourself, if you haven't worked through things for yourself. So if you want to be that unit and you want to be that really close unit, sometimes you need to do those things to better yourself. And you don't have to do it with them. They don't have to know what you went there to talk about. But just that relief from yourself, or just dealing with it like that, it might be really beneficial to you and the person that you're dating.
Yeah. It's all about dealing with yourself, because you cannot really love somebody if you don't love yourself. You have to work on yourself. You have to know what you want, and you have to know what your toxic traits are, so that when they are presented to you by your partner, you are able to acknowledge it and deal with it and work through it,
and not be offended or feeling attacked by it. Because just knowing that person is your person, they're here for you, they are there to help you be the best that you can be, as they are for you. That was a good little preach right there, babes. I think we hopefully some of you lot are gonna go and get therapy. I'm an advocate of therapy. If you want some websites, I can post links up, because there are some really good black therapists out there.
People have taken something from this.
Yeah, there are some really good black therapists out there, and I think it's a lot easier to talk to somebody who looks like you, who's kind of grown up in a similar vibe to you, whereas not talking to someone who's, you know, not from a middle class white background. They might not understand your struggle. So yeah, so big that up.
Big it up.
So for our last little segment, you know, we're gonna give the people what they want. And you know the people want to hear about the people man. The people want to hear about the people man. So, like, a lot of people that messaged me were like, we want to hear about the people man. The people man segment was jokes. The people man, we want to hear about the people man. I don't know why you not like to hear about them, because whose people man are you trying to hear about?
My friend messaged me. She was just like, I really liked it. She was like, but what is the people man? And I was like,
Becky, she's Caucasian.
She's Caucasian.
She asked you, what's the people man?
She said, what's the people man? And I said,
you
know what the people man is? And she was like, no. She's like, I went on Urban Dictionary.
No, fuck off. No, she didn't. No, she didn't say that. She never said that. What?
She said, I went on Urban Dictionary to look, and I was like, you know, it's when you are, you know, sleeping with someone's boyfriend that isn't your boyfriend.
people's. So the girlfriend is the people's, and he is the people's man. That's what it is. So, I'm going to tell you about a little story about the people man. And then it's very light-hearted, you know, don't start getting popcorn and things like that, because I know you lot are real fast, like. So this year, right, I was in Grenada, and one of the first nights when I got there, I went out. I'm not going to tell you where I went, you know, people might mind my business. So I went in this place, obviously was chilling. Then someone walks over to me. They was like, "Oh, Tani, what going on? I ain't seen you for a long time, baby. All this rubbish, blah 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 blah." So we're talking, and he's like, you're looking nice, and I did like you from long, blah 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 blah. So anyway, I'm noticing that the man keeps like looking over me, like looking behind me, and I'm thinking, what's wrong with this guy? Yeah. So then he goes, "Oh, hold on. The woman just walking in. I'm coming back. Coming back to go where? Where are you coming? Where are you coming back to go? Because you just doing up. Oh yeah, like you did it, and then you're looking. The people came into
the vicinity,
and now you're running away. Are you right? Listen,
but he's running away to come back.
Listen.
To come back.
Listen. To then, to come back to go where? Because your woman ain't going now because she saw you. She saw you, and now she's mad. So anyway, every time I was like, walking around the venue, every time I must have, he might brush past me. Man's brushing up on my side. I was like, what's wrong with this guy? To the point where this girl starts to give me look. Why are you looking at me? I don't even know who you are. I didn't even know who.
This is a problem. This is a problem because now you're getting attacked from the people when. Sorry, it's the people's man. It's the people's man. The people's man needs some training. Home training.
Because the people's man is. He had the cheek. He wasn't even like looking over his shoulders and saying, "I'm coming back." Just to make. You're telling me.
The brazen. That's
you're telling me that your woman just walked in. You're coming back. Coming back to go where? Where are we going? Where are we gonna go? Where?
Do you know what that reminds me of? It reminds me of a meme that I saw, and it said something along the lines of, "Don't you hate it when all the girls start unfollowing you when you get in a relationship, but you cheat?"
What? Who made that? What do you mean? Listen.
How can you say?
Listen.
Where are they going? But you cheat.
Listen. Check your man's DMs, innit? Because check them. Check the DMs. Check the DMs.
So that was your People Man segment. I hope you enjoyed, and if you've got any People Man stories of your own,
we're adding them to the end of every show until we get bored.
So if you've got anything that you want to, a People Man story, just send it to us on Instagram and we'll be happy to share. So thanks for listening this week. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you had fun. Remember to follow us on Instagram. That's at But First of All spelled correctly. I'm that girl B.
Cup of ginger _tea. Also remember the voice note we played earlier on in the podcast. Send us any opinions. You can WhatsApp them to us. You can send it on Insta. You can email us at butfirstofall. Sorry guys. Butfirstofall at gmail.com. Sorry. So yeah. So have a good week.
Badang,